Yeah, that's definitely a sight to behold. There's weight on it. Fish on.
Oh yeah!
First one of the year in the boat. Hey, it's Zach with Iowa Plainsman Outdoors. I referenced in a couple of previous videos I was going to be doing a trip to Minnesota, and today we departed from Iowa and we drove about 8.5, 9 hours up here. We're like 20 minutes from Canada. So myself and my girlfriend Nicole and longtime friend Steve and his girlfriend Kay all came up, and we rented a cabin. Sits on like an acre and a half. Our own little private dock right here. We've got a fire pit, picnic table, kind of the whole 9 yards. I'm gonna go get the rest of this stuff loaded into the cabin. We're gonna get the boat launched, which is just over there, and then bring the boat around, tied up on the dock, and I don't know, we'll probably have a campfire tonight. Go back into the town and get some supplies and stuff like that, and then tomorrow morning I'm gonna start fishing, and it's gonna be, I don't know, 4 or 5 days of fishing, something like that. So it's going to be quite a bit of adventure to come, I'm sure. That's Steve. He's not very outdoorsy, but he's along anyway. This is beautiful. This will do. Alright, so we went into town earlier today, and it just kind of took longer than expected, but we got some supplies, we got our licenses and stuff like that. And myself and Nicole, Kay, and Steve, we're all just kind of out on the boat right now, sort of exploring the lake a little bit around. And we're gonna do a little bit of casting maybe, but we're just kind of getting everybody out here familiarized with the lake a bit. Yeah. Well, that's the first fish of the trip. Not a pig by any means. A little hammer-handled pike. I got him on the boofer tail slop master. We're back here in about 4 or 5 feet of water in the backwards bay, and he hit almost as soon as the lure hit the water. But that's the first one right there. Little pike. Let me get him off of there.
Give us your best cast. He's a pro.
We dropped the girls off. They're making food, and Steve has kind of just become my unlikely fishing partner. I think I've known him for like 11 years, and I didn't think I'd ever say we'd be fishing together, but there he is. He's kind of in denial that he was actually fishing for a while, and now I think he's kind of over the denial. I think I had a pike that bit my tail off here. I have to put a new one on. Oh, we fished all evening and have not had a bite. So we're kind of just back here in our the bay that our cabin's in, seeing if we can catch some pike or something. I don't know. I mean, it's a bit of a cold front that we're in. Water temperature's dropped a little bit, but I don't know if that's it. I mean, I'm not an expert walleye fisherman, and for central Iowa there's not much for pike either, so I'm sort of just winging it for the most part, seeing what works, and then gonna try to keep doing that once I find something. So if you're watching the video and you see anything that, like, you know, we could do differently or do better, you know, let me know. I'm interested to see, like, you know, comments on how you guys walleye fish. You know, if you're fishing for pike, how do you go after them? I know a lot of people up here in Minnesota say they just think that, you know, pike are mostly junk fish, or, you know, a lot of people do anyway. But being from central Iowa, we don't really get to catch them that much. I mean, I think they're cool, aggressive, toothy fish, so I don't know. I like them, but that's just me. But yeah, if you got any tips on catching pike or catching walleye definitely drop a comment and let me know. I'd be interested to hear that. Well, it's about dinner time, so we packed it up for this evening for the fishing anyway. We kind of got to get a little bit of a lay of the southern half of this lake, and we'll probably go do some more tomorrow, and continue to fish some too. But we're getting some food ready. Nicole's making tacos. It smells so good. It is just so peaceful out here. Well, it's Monday, and fishing still hasn't been very productive. All we caught is one pike this whole trip. Maybe this eagle here knows there's some fish around. So it's going to take a second here to kind of go through what my walleye setup is. So I've got a 6.5 foot medium light Shields tournament series. I really like these Shields rods because they come with a lifetime warranty no matter what. I actually shut this rod in the door and busted it one time with no receipt. Returned it to Shields and they just swapped it out, no hassle. It was pretty nice. So I like to use these just because they're warranty. I'm using, for bait, I've got Gulp Alive. Typically, when I fish for walleye in Iowa, it works for me. But again, my walleye fishing experience is limited. And I've got the orange and black, I think it's a 3/8 ounce jig head. And I'm trying to just jig off the bottom. So a little bit of a confession here. I'm really not very good at using my electronics. So I mean, this isn't exactly a top of the line. This is the Humminbird 197C. I mean, I get reads on it, but I don't really know, like where the fish are, what they are, how to fish in that strike zone. So it's a learning experience, not to mention trying to navigate the boat as well. You can kind of see maybe on the screen there there's something reading. I don't know what it is or how to get to it, but that's something I'd really like to learn here in the near future. When I jig just to get to the bottom, I leave the bail open until the line stops. Close the bail, do a half a crank, and then just up and down. Wait till I can hit the bottom. Keep it there. Reel up some. And of course, with this technique, whatever was reading on the depth finder isn't on the bottom; it's suspended, which makes jigging tough. But I mean, again, my limited walleye knowledge, I know, walleye will relate to the bottom. If those are bait fish, they might be chasing the bait fish. I don't really know, So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. 10 years ago, I went up to the Lake of the Woods in Canada, caught plenty of walleye just doing this. But I don't know. This is different. This is different for sure. Alright, I'm going to try something a little bit different here. So, in Minnesota, I read up on the regulations, you can have up to 3 hooks on a line, so long as they're no more than 9 inches apart. So, I think I'm going to tie another jig head and use, I don't know, go back to the live leech on one of them and stick with a Gulp Alive on the other one. But, I don't know. Everything I'm throwing at them this weekend hasn't been working, so we'll see. Confession time number 2, to make matters worse, I don't even know how to troll. Like, I mean, other than just, well, you drag the bait behind the boat, there's a lot of things, like I don't know how much line do you let out, like how deep is your bait actually going, am I just dragging it or is it being effective? Like, there's a lot of things I just don't know about trolling. I wish I could kind of have someone teach me how to do that. That'd be great, take me out for a day or whatever, but that might make things easier to locate active fish, or especially, I don't know, on the depth finder they look like they're suspended, catch them when they're suspended, but that's another thing I'm going to have to invest some time into learning too. So we still have not caught any fish.
That's not true.
We caught one pike a couple days ago, but still not a very big one. And right now we're taking our way up through Voyagers Park. This is the entrance of Voyagers Park from Crane Lake. and tied up the boat. Now we're climbing this like rock island thing in Voyagers, and it's pretty sweet. It's quite the view. I don't know what this mossy stuff is, but it's really actually pretty comfortable to sit on. This is Steve's shortcut down. Well done. We're pretty much entering into the border waters right now with Canada.
Oh, it's a hangman. Yeah.
It's the Hangman Island. That land over there is Canada. Well, today's Tuesday, which means it's the last full day of the trip. We drive home tomorrow. We still haven't gotten any walleye. Caught one pike, which was on the first day of the trip. I'm throwing everything I got at him. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not much of a walleye fisherman, and I've done Northwoods fishing a few times, and I love it to death. But it just hasn't panned out as far as putting fish in the boat this weekend. But I'm gonna give it some more of a go today, and then we'll see how it shakes up, I suppose. So real quick here, what I'm using a 2-jig rig. I got a Whistler jig with a dead minnow on it, and then I've got just a regular painted lead head with a leech on it. And like I say, I really haven't really had any bites this whole trip, so I don't even know what's working. So this is kind of my act of desperation, if you will, to try and give them whatever they want. Every time I go out, I have an unsuccessful hunt or unsuccessful fishing, I at least try and take a lesson or two away from it. And I guess that's the upside. We got the whole crew back out on the boat. There's supposed to be a pretty scenic gorge up ahead. The Vermilion River flows out of Crane Lake, I think, or into, I don't know. Anyway, the Vermilion River is connected to Crane Lake, and it's supposed to be pretty scenic, so we're going to go kind of check that out, see what that's all about. Loons. This is a pretty nice little walk. Brought excellent hiking attire. If we would have continued to bring the boat up, we would have been dead. Okay, so correction. The Vermilion River flows into Crane Lake, not out of. Yeah, that's definitely a sight to behold. This just keeps getting better and better.
First thing and see how it goes.
We just blew up all those things by our mouths because our air pump was fail. Steve's ready to go. His Hawaiian shirt. Okay, and her life jacket for 3 feet of water. Well, that's it for the fishing aspect of this trip. Came away with 1 total pike for myself. Kay wound up catching a pike from the dock earlier today. So, not what I was hoping for by any means as far as the fishing goes, but as far as the trip goes, it was awesome. It was awesome to get away and spend time with some friends and have a campfire and float on inner tubes and you see waterfalls and stuff like that. It was really nice. But I'm definitely going to invest a little bit more time into some walleye fishing and really try and get good at that. And I will certainly be back up here again in the future as well. Maybe not to this lake. Maybe not to this lake, but back up into the Northwoods to do some walleye and pike and stuff like that. I really, really want to go back up to Lake of the Woods. So we'll see if that happens. But at least as far as the fishing goes, this is it. I know on our way home we're going to kind of drive through Superior National Forest. We're going to go out to the North Shore, Lake Superior, stuff like that. It's pretty scenic, I guess. So we're going to be doing some of that stuff. And I don't know, I might get a little bit of footage of that too. The scenic route home went through North Shore of Lake Superior. So we're kind of stopping and checking it out a bit. Alright, so it's wet and steep. We're trying to get to like this scenic river area. So this is kind of the way to go, I guess. Oh boy. Ouch. That hurt. I didn't know that was going to happen. That smarted. Oh. I don't know if the rest of the group's following me. This could be a horrible idea. Cool. Alright, so we still have a valid Minnesota fishing license, and I figured I'll do an honorary cast at the biggest lake in the world, so here it goes. Alright, well, I appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out another segment of Iowa Plains and Outdoors. We didn't catch that many fish this trip, but that's alright. We'll have to do that again in the future. And we had a good time. We had a good trip. Got to relax, got to see some stuff. And, you know, just keep tuning in. It's not all about the highlight reel. You know, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you, guys.